Hello and welcome to the Cartoonist Studio. It's gonna be a little bit of a quick one this week. One of those things, I'll explain more about it in the video. I can only apologise. Hopefully next time get back to normal content, and I'll also be explaining what that content is. Maybe a little bit about the future as well. All good stuff. So should we get going and find out what it's all about? Let's do that. Hello and welcome to the Diary of a Cartoonist. Now this week I'm back onto a single panel. I'm kind of going to apologise for it, but I'm also kind of not going to apologise for it. Let me explain. I've got a very, very busy week ahead of me. Extremely busy. I'll get a little bit more into that later. But it's got to the point where if I didn't do a simpler video for YouTube, shall we say, then I probably wouldn't be able to get one out at all. So I thought it's better I do a simpler, straightforward video than none at all. And I hope you agree with that. I hope you're okay with that. So that's the reason why I'm doing it. So I'm apologising because I did have another video lined up in my own mind. I thought, no, I got a nice idea, and we'll sort of get into that a little bit later. So I'm sorry that it's not going to be my usual sort of more involved, but also I'm not going to apologise because single panel cartoons, as I've said before, are great if you want to learn how to draw cartoons, because the subject matter changes all the time. You know, you're doing a cartoon strip about monkeys, well, that's pretty much what your subject matter is going to be. Monkeys, maybe a few other animals, but that's it. So if you want to stick your repertoire to monkeys, then that's what you'll learn. But a single panel can be on any subject. I mean, the one I drew a couple of weeks ago was on witches. This one is on budgies. Those lovely little creatures that talk to us or don't talk to us. Well, they do talk to us. They say things we don't want other people to hear, and they only say it when other people are around. You know what they're like. So that's the cartoon this week. Now, why am I so busy? Well, because I'm popular. But the other reason is that it just sometimes it happens that way. I've got my regular Kid Kong pages have come through for me to do for the next Monster Fun comic. I'm working on February's edition now, and so I have to do 3 pages for that, and then a new comic magazine is coming out, and it's going to be about the army, the armed forces, shall we say. It's written, it's going to be produced and published by a guy who was in the British Army many, many moons ago. And he does a lot of stuff on Facebook for army veterans and what have you. And I'll give a link for all that down below. I'm not on Faceless Book anymore, as those regulars here will know, and the real regulars will know why. But he's doing his comic, and he's asked me to produce 3 pages for each edition. Now, hopefully it'll be a monthly. I'm not quite sure what's happening, but I'm producing the first pages for it. So 2 characters I'm doing. One's got 1 page, the other one has 2. The first one, which the 2-pager, is a cartoon called Razman, and he should be on the screen now. He's a character that was created largely. Is a sergeant. Was he a regimental sergeant major or a sergeant major? I forget which one is he. I don't know. I've never been in the army, so I'm relying on Clive, who's the publisher, to give me all the correct details, so as I don't get it wrong, go offending people. yeah, so that's the first one. Then the other one is At Home with the SAS, which is the UK's elite fighting force. Some would say the world's elite fighting force. I suppose that's open for debate, depending where you come from. But everyone will not deny the fact that they are extremely effective gentlemen, and they get the job done. So it's about them. I'm not too sure. I think they're kind of like semi-retired, shall we say, and they live next door to each other, and they're chatting over the garden fence, and most of their conversation is redacted. So those are the two cartoons that I'm doing. They're not children's comics like I normally do. So yeah, so there's that. And like I said, I've got to do the Kid Kong. Plus, if you followed my posts this week, I mentioned about a private commission. A local lady asked me to do to illustrate something an experience that had happened to her, being chased across the field by a bull. So I did that, but she wanted me to draw it on the mount that was going to carry the photo of what was going on. So I drew it like along the bottom of the mount, shall we say. And she enjoyed that. She liked it a lot. And as a result, she commissioned another picture of me, which is always nice. But of course, she wants that as well, because we're coming to the season of Christmas and everyone's thinking of gift ideas. And I think this is a gift idea she's got for her mother. Her mother was involved in it. So yeah, so that's going to keep me extremely busy this week. And it just so happens, oh, and also I've got to go to London for 2 days. London being my capital city, and I don't like cities. They're too full. I like the peace and quiet. But I've got to go there. Got no say in the matter. So that's 2 days out. And it just happens to fall on a week that I've got to do a YouTube video. So something had to give. I didn't want anything to give. So I thought if I do a comic, a single panel, it's still a cartoon, it's still a video, and I hope you'll still enjoy it. And yeah, I'm still producing content, which is the most important thing to me. I need to produce content, otherwise you'll get bored and go somewhere else, and we don't want that. Also, I got this particular cartoon. This is me redrawing an old idea, and I was going through my cartoon stock page. I'll put up a link to my cartoon stock page in the link, so I'll link it in the description below. And I went through it. I saw this cartoon, and I didn't remember drawing it. I literally did not remember drawing it. So when I got to the punchline, it was sort of like fresh, and it kind of made me chuckle. I don't very often chuckle at my stuff, but this did. So I thought I'll redraw it. I'll see if you like it. It's silly, and I like silly. I mean, that's me to a T. So that's why this particular cartoon is being drawn. Is she the right size? I don't think she is. I think she needs to be a little bit bigger. She's not in proportion. And we know how upset women get when we don't draw them in proportion. No. Come here. Come here, you recalcitrant little finger, you. Okay. So, yeah. Busy. What can we say? But the cartoon that I wanted to do, and I couldn't, there's two actually. The first one is I wanted to do a greeting card, a Christmas card design. And what I was going to do was I was going to offer it to you, give it to you for free. I was just going to sort of say, if you want one, then let me know, and I will email you either a PDF or a JPEG. You can go to your local print shop, and they'll print as many copies off as you want, and you can use it as your Christmas card to send out to your friends, family, etc. And you have that with my blessing. Kind person I am. But you know, there's always a catch, isn't there? And the catch is not really a catch, and I'll explain to you why. I'd be asking you to email me, which there is a link in my YouTube bio. You email me requesting it, and I will then send you it in return. It's the only way I can get it to you. But what I ask in return is that you let me have your email address, not to sell on, not to do horrible things with, but just that if and when I come up with something that I think is relevant to people who enjoy the kind of stuff I do, I can just message you personally. I won't be sending out hundreds of emails. I won't even be sending them out, say, every week or even every month. It'll just be as and when something comes along. And like I say, I won't be sending you details to anyone. It'll just be between us. So if you don't mind that, it does help me build up an email list of people who are genuinely interested in what I do. It means that when I do stuff, I can send you details of it. I've more of a chance of you liking what I do and maybe even purchasing it. So that's what I'd like to do with that. But you get in return a free Christmas card. Free Christmas card design. You may not want it. That's entirely your choice. But the option's there anyway. Let's put it that way. The option's there. Right, so there's that. And then what was the other one? I'll just draw this little bit now because it's getting to me. Yeah, sorry. And the other one is I have written, and I'll explain more when I do this actual video, but I wrote a novel called The Night of the Village Idiots, and I also produced it as a graphic novel. They're both available from Amazon, both on paperback. The novel is also available in Kindle format as well. So I did these quite a while ago. Well, the novel quite a while ago, and the graphic novel a couple of years back. Now, I have written a novella about the crazy eccentrics of the village of Sleepy Hamlet. Now, for those that don't know what they are, it works on the premise of every village has an idiot. Sleepy Hamlet is a village full of idiots. And that's how it works. So, yeah, this is a story. It's at the moment it's 22,500 words long. So it's a mid-range novella. I don't know how many pages that equates to, probably sort of about 60 or 70, probably something like that. And what am I doing now? Think. Yes, I wrote it, I loved it, and I'm now to the final stages of editing it, and I will be putting it up on Amazon. Because it's a novella, it obviously won't cost as much as a novel, should we say, but I can't put it out at 99p or 99 cents because Amazon take the lion's share of the money if I do that. But if I put it up to £1.10 or £1.30, no, £1.10 or $1.15 or something like that, then I get the lion's share and Amazon don't. I think for the sake of a few pence, it's worth supporting me. I don't think Amazon needs supporting, do you? So yeah, so there's that. And I've almost come to the end of this, my goodness me. Like I said, this is just a redraw of what I did before, so I'll show the finished one from my cartoon stock page. Not this one, this is just a quick redraw, an exercise in drawing. If you can hear me making grunting noises, I'll put my back out, and every time I move I'll try and get comfortable. By God, it lets me know about it. Right, so that's the reason why you've not got a more involved video. But with the book, I said I've written a book, and what's that got to do with cartoons, you say? Good question. And I'm sure there's a good answer there somewhere, but I don't know what it is. Now, the answer to that is that I'm looking for a brush here. What's going on? I'll have to have that one. I'm going to start inking it. I'm going to start inking it whilst I'm talking. Normally, I don't ink, do I? I speed it all up and give you some music. But now I'm going to talk. I'm going to continue to talk. Because once I start, there's no shutting me up, you know. So you'll get to see a little bit of inking, and maybe I'll speed it up a bit. I don't know. See how it goes. Right, so yes, me writing a book, what's that got to do with the Cartoonist channel, I hear you say? And that's a very good point. But the fact of the matter is that the connection with the cartoon channel is the fact that I'm going to be illustrating the cover. Naturally, Amazon need a cover. I'm not going to send someone else off to do it when I can do it myself. So the video will be me producing the cover for my book. And the added advantage to it all is that when I come to ink it, and that will be speeded up, a part of it will be a bit of music, but the first part will be me reading an extract of the book. And it will deal with the relationship between this particular story's two main protagonists, or I would say antagonist, really. The first is the very unstable Bavarian Mrs. Heppelheimer, and her, is erstwhile the correct word? I don't know. It is now. Her erstwhile opponent, Mrs. Markle, who is a Puritan, and therefore, as the book says, considers it her duty to be morally offended at least 3 or 4 times a day. Mrs. Heppelheimer is a pagan, but only when she thinks it annoys Mrs. Markle. So you can see they're at each other all the time. So the story is basically about these two having an argument about Himalayan balsam weed and how it is taking over the mighty River Brimsmal, which runs through the centre of the village of Sleepy Hamlet. So there's a lot more to it than that. There's all sorts of things. There's UFOs, there's abductions, there's a rush on cotton wool, and a 14-pound mountain howitzer cannon. All will become more apparent when I do the actual video. So like I say, that video will literally be about me producing the book's cover. I will read you a little extract out, and when that's finished, we'll just go back to the music and the inking. So hopefully you'll like that one. I want to come back for it. So there's the 2 videos. I don't know which one I'll be doing first. Depends on whether I've finished the editing of my Sleepy Hamlet novella. There will be more, much more Sleepy Hamlet novellas, because I've started writing them now, and I'm having great fun doing it. They are very silly. If you like my humour, if you like the silly things that I get up to and say, then you're going to enjoy this. And don't worry if you don't have a Kindle, because you can always download the app onto your phone or any other kind of tablet. And as long as you've got an Amazon account, then you can get it. And it's another great way of supporting me. But more about that, as I say, when it comes out. And when I do the video, the book actually will be live by that point. So, right, yes, I think that's pretty much it. Just keep coming back and more stuff will happen. And I'm actually starting to do the first tentative sketches or ideas in creating my next attempt at a cartoon strip. For those of you who don't know what that is, every now and again I draw a well-known cartoon strip, and it runs on the title of If I Drew ... and then the cartoon strip. So far we've had Hagar the Horrible, Wizard of Id, and Handicap. And I'm now making the tentative first steps towards me producing the next one, which will be If I Drew Calvin and Hobbes. So I hope you'll look forward to that. I'm planning on doing it before Christmas. That's my plan. I don't know whether it will be the Christmas special or what, but it will be before Christmas, or I'm planning on it being before Christmas. I don't want to say it definitely will be, because you know what, that'll happen. That's the death knell. That's the kiss of death, isn't it? So that's also coming up soon. So lots to look forward to, and more in the new year. I know I said I've got something planned for Sleepy Hamlet in the new year. It isn't the short stories. It's something completely different. You'll have to wait until the new year to find out about that little one. So yes, So I guess all that's left for me to do now is, if you like the kind of content you're seeing here. Oh, and I also will be interspersing it with lots of single panels, because I think they are the best way to give you a really good overall grounding in cartoons, if that's what you want to do. So yeah, so in between all the other stuff that I do, there'll be cartoon single panels, maybe even the odd strip. Right, so I guess that's it now. All that's left for me to say is, if you like this kind of stuff, then please like and subscribe. Share it on your social medias, because no one gets to know about me unless you do that. And I'll be eternally grateful, because I'm not on social medias. So please do share it amongst your friends and get them over here and tell them to start signing up, or else I'll send the boys round. There'll be trouble. I've got big sticks and everything. Okay, right, well, I'll get on with the rest of this, speed it up slightly, give you a little bit of music, and I will see you in the next one. And in the meantime, thank you very, very much for your valuable time. You know how much it means to me, but I can't thank you enough anyway. Thank you for liking and subscribing, and all the people who have already done so, and all the people that I hope will now do so even more, and will continue to grow this channel. So yeah, all that's left for me to do now is to say thank you very much, and bye-bye for now.